How's business been going?
Yeah, business has been pretty good, ups and downs, but we definitely feel like the season's definitely starting to kick off uh, at full speed uh, sooner than uh, later, just based on the past years.
Yeah, you got through Bottle Rock okay?
Yeah, I think we want to drop the ball on Bottle Rock with our SEO. We got wine tours versus actual Bottle Rock requests.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so it
gotcha.
was interesting. So while everybody else was doing Bottle Rock, we were doing wine tours.
Maybe not the worst thing in the world, to be honest with you. At least get the real winos.
Yeah, exactly. So we weren't complaining. So
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I'd love to hear a little bit more just about your personal background and how you got into this space. I mean, obviously, transportation around wine country is kind of a hot topic for anyone that's coming to visit. So you're a local, right, from Sonoma?
Yeah, born and raised here in Santa Rosa. Um, Yeah, and the way I got into business, doing truck driving, and trying to figure out what I wanted to do as far as a full on career. Truck driving, got a hand injury, and I was like, shoot, I need to find something else to do where I don't have to use my hands so much. So I got a job with Sonoma Sterling, one of the bigger companies here in Santa Rosa, limo companies. And yeah, I kind of just fell in love. I mean, from the moment I got in the interview, just like watching and learning like everything that they're about. I was like, "Dude, this is all me." So I spent a couple years with them, being a fly on the wall with them, learning everything, learning the pricing. I guess learning like how the business actually runs because I spent a lot of time with their GM, just watching her and learning. She's very much of an open book, so I got to sit with her through a lot of things, learning their entire system
Hmm.
and copying it, but just making changes in my own. 'Cause I've always been an entrepreneur, so I felt like this seems like pretty easy business. Uh, Little did I know it's not. It definitely takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time. Um, but yeah, that's kind of how I got in. And I fell in love with it. And that's how it started with the transportation and everything else kind of fell into place with trying to really expand my knowledge. One of the biggest things that was like the biggest disappointments for me to hear was some guests that didn't like their itinerary. And it takes a lot of work to plan out your tour. I mean, there's just so many places to go to. You don't even know who to trust, or if Google's telling you the right stuff, they could be paying for themselves to get on the top, and you're just trusting it. But having the local insight, like yourself or myself, is just absolutely key to visiting in wine country.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the reality is, it doesn't matter what you put together. There's always, some says of it that's going to be unhappy. I mean, it's impossible to perfectly plan for every palette, every situation. Plans change, right? Guests change. Something that might be a fit one day is not the next day. I mean, it's just the nature of the business. What
Okay.
I'm curious. I'm curious what you saw kind of moving from a fairly established company and then trying to get your own company off the ground. What was the toughest part of that? What's been the most exciting part?
The toughest part was getting the compliance all set up. I mean, there's really no real like structure or any information on how to exactly do it. You kind of just gotta jump in blindly. And what I mean is the transportation charter permit. That's just something that is just so confusing. The only way to get answers or questions answered is by email, and that's like snail mail. It takes them a while to get responses back to you, and when they do, it's kind of brief. They don't really. I mean, I'm sure they're super busy. I mean, they got so many applications happening. But that was like really the hardest part. Second part was establishing, yourself, and there's so much competition out there. Um, like some of the biggest issues for us at the very beginning was website presence. We did the whole thing with Squarespace and other website hostings, and for like the first year, we did pretty good. And then come towards like the end of the year, we weren't even showing up. And
Hmm.
I didn't even know until like the end of the season where Google wasn't even showing us. And we're like, oh my God, no wonder I'm not getting any calls and stuff. So we had to bite the bullet, take a business loan out, and try and fix all that. And then we finally got it fixed. And then then the dough just started rolling in. We started getting requests, and things just started finally clicking. But It's just the matter of just getting started and getting your TCP launched, and having someone who really knows how to put your website up and make sure that Google isn't just flagging it or just doing something, because they're always putting up walls. And it was definitely a struggle for us to get that thing up, but once we finally got past Google, it was just flowing. So
Well, as you mentioned, there's a lot of competition. So walk people through SONA Concierge services and then what differentiates you from other folks in the space.
yeah, so kind of what differentiates us from everybody else is kind of just learning based on like what everybody else was doing. We definitely find ourselves as a very competitive company, but our kind of upper hand for ourselves is we pride ourselves on a brand new vehicle fleet. Uh, Everybody that works with me in partnership, whether you're an affiliate or a partner of mine, the standard is a 2022 vehicle. 2020 year of the model has to be brand new, and we definitely go even further by offering two different selections, especially with our most popular vehicles, the SUV. We have the executive and then we have the luxury. Both are brand new. Both are absolutely beautiful. But we tailor to every client's needs. If you want a specific vehicle, most commonly requested is the the Cadillac Escalade. A lot of people want the brand new one, and if you're gonna be paying a high price, you might as well get what you want, and that's what we provide.
Mhm.
You can make just about any request for any vehicle. We got it. Um, yeah, and that's kind of what we pride ourselves on. We do a lot as far as like our interior parts of the vehicles. Let's say our party buses are probably the best in the business. There's not too many people that have a 45 passenger party bus in their fleet with two bathrooms and two poles. So you can definitely have a
Wow.
throwdown on the dance floor. It's even got a fog machine inside just for the little extra, which it gets turned on. We can't see what's happening back there, but once we open the door, the fog starts blowing out, and it's like, dang, there must be some crazy stuff going on back there. so, so yeah, we just we do our best to meet everybody customer's needs, whether you needed it or whether you wanted it or not. Always learning and always definitely attention to detail has been like our biggest upper hand. Just always listening and kind of overhearing what customers wanted to see within the vehicle. Like the big thing that we added that just kind of it's a little expense for us, but it does do some magic is offering now, of course, our premium waters, but now having sparkling waters, having various snacks in the vehicle. Sometimes, occasionally, if it's a long trip, we'll have a couple of beers in there. Just trying to really make it homey and more luxury feel, kind of our
Yeah.
upper hand. And again, we're just about the same price as everybody else. We might be a little bit higher just because of our vehicles, and just because and they're brand new. Like you're paying for what you get, and, and that's what we do. And that's kind of just how we've been differentiating ourselves and having some pretty major success.
It's great to hear. I mean, I've done, I don't know how many trips to Napa Sonoma at this point over the course of my life, but did a lot of trips up before we lived there. Did a lot of trips up through party bus, limo, etc. And I will say that our experiences were pretty hit or miss. I mean, your expectations when you're in your early 20s, mid 20s aren't all that high, but certainly as you get older, you want a great experience, especially when you're paying for something that brands itself as luxury. And a lot of the experience, one of the things I've really liked about working with you, and that's reflected in the feedback from our clients, has been the positivity of the experience, right? The quality of the drivers, the quality of the vehicles, the quality of all the different kind of accompaniments that come with the reservation beyond just the vehicle itself. And that's not something that's easy replicable. And I always tell people when they come to wine country, you can certainly bargain shop on the private vehicle side. Wouldn't recommend that, but if you're going to pay a premium, even if it's a small premium, you want to make sure you're getting what you're paying for. I've been very impressed with how your team has rolled that out and the consistency of that experience. So I just want to say kudos to that. It's been great working with you on that front.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we definitely pride ourselves on that, and we're definitely proud of. I'm proud of what I've been able to accomplish in the short amount of time. A lot of people have been wondering like how the heck I'm doing it. I just push hard. I stay motivated and just keep persevering and constantly get my name out there with wineries, hotels. I just keep expanding. And I don't know, just wanted to set myself limited to Sonoma, Napa. The sky's the limit, and we want to just keep growing and keep growing.
Yeah. Well, so we get a lot of people who are seasoned wine drinkers as clients, but not everyone's come out to Napa Sonoma. Certainly have not done a private vehicle rental. So let's kind of walk through that process. When somebody reserves a vehicle with you guys, what should they expect from that first pickup to drop off?
From the first pickup to drop off, you can expect, from start to finish, everything is pretty much taken care of for you. Our drivers are trained to, be very attentive to your needs and very much try to anticipate. When I train a driver, I definitely have them watch me and, always anticipate. And like some of the biggest things that we do for clients is, review the itinerary, figure out the best ways to get there and about, and especially like avoiding the windy roads because there's a lot of clients that we don't they don't know these areas, and sometimes the wineries that you're going to be going to the next one, you got a windy road coming up, so we're planning ahead around that.
Hmm.
Basically, in summary, we just offer a stress-free environment. We're always making sure that you have fresh refreshments in the vehicle when you're getting in and out, or when you're in the wine tour. We're cleaning the vehicles, making sure that the next time you come back in, it's brand new again. It's like you just came back into a brand new vehicle. So everything is basically just tailored to you and with the full white glove service. Whatever you need is we got you. If you need us to go get you something from the store, we can do that. Pick up lunch for you, we got you. And we just like to try and make sure you're sitting in luxury. You don't have to do anything. You just have to tell the driver, "Hey, this is what I need. This is what I want." And most of the other times, you don't even have to say that because the driver already knows exactly what you want. We've been there, done that, and we can anticipate pretty well of what you're going to need.
Makes
And
sense.
the other thing is we always show up 15 minutes prior with the vehicle already ready. Door, we are chauffeurs. We're not Uber drivers. We open the door for you. We definitely make sure that we give you that extra feel. And of course, if you want the privacy and you don't want to be, we have had some clients say, we do that black car service, and some other people like, oh shoot, like this person must be very VIP or something. Some people want some privacy, and we can definitely accommodate that. Try and be more low key versus making it well known that you're in a black car service. So
Hmm. What are some of the things? Obviously, the variety of guests you get, I'm sure, is massive, and specifically to the different vehicle types and experiences that people want. What are some of the common knowledge things that if people haven't been to wine country in a while, or ever, what should they know before booking a trip with you guys, but also just visiting wine country in general?
sorry, Greg, you're kind of cutting out there. And can
Oh, no
you
problem.
repeat the question?
Yeah, so saying, so for somebody who maybe hasn't visited Napa Sonoma in a long time, or just hasn't visited at all, what are some of the things that they should know before planning an itinerary, booking transportation, booking lodging, restaurants, all that?
Uh, you know, Outside of not hiring a concierge, I would definitely recommend, if you're going to come out, especially in like the busy seasons of harvest time, or even from now until October, definitely book things well in advance. Um, do do plenty of research, but always take it with a grain of salt. And most importantly, when you're building an itinerary, make sure to include your lunch stops. We've had a lot of bills from clients that they forget they got all the whole day planned and they want to really crunch it down, but then there's no lunch. There's no lunch planned, and that's
Yeah.
just a plan for disaster. And we definitely we like to, even when you send us the clients send us the itinerary, or someone sends us the invite tour in our itinerary, we definitely try and make sure we're going to be able to accommodate that. And we can understand if you want to. We a lot of companies have a 6 hour minimum. We are ourselves are included, and if you want to be, within, you want to really stick it in with that, we can definitely work around that. Sometimes your second location, definitely very. advisable to make sure that if you're gonna try and tighten up your times, at least have the second location allow for a picnic lunch or outside food, just so that way you can keep your timing good. And we're more than happy to, as professional drivers, to you schedule a pickup for your order and we'll go pick it up. So that way you're staying within whatever budget you've planned for, and staying within that, strictly. And of course your driver will assist to make sure you're staying on time for everything else. So that's kind of just the big things I've seen and I would recommend. Um, Again, making things far in advance, especially for the time of the season you're going to be coming in, and always including your lunch plans, and definitely stay hydrated. Just too many guests out there forget to drink water during the day, or they get to the third spot and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're good. We can go to the fourth one." And I'm like, "You may regret that."
Yeah, are you sure? Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess, yeah, that is another point. 2 or 3 stops per day is kind of the sweet spot. Two for, you're brand new in to the wine country area. 3 if, you're pacing yourself. But 4, and you're just drinking. I mean, you're
Yeah.
either drinking and you're gonna feel it the next day, or just nothing good comes out of going to 4 or 5. So we've seen it. We've been there. So, yeah,
That's a great way to put it. I always tell people that too, and you occasionally get pushback, but I think most people get that. The other thing we recommend is if you're doing multiple days of wine tasting in a row, typically start to ease off on the last couple, and by through the third day, most people I think just don't want to do it at all. I think it's rare where we've had somebody who's done a full day of tasting, followed by a full day of tasting, and then actually gone through with the third day of tasting. So taking it a little bit easy and planning stuff, spreading stuff out if you have the time is certainly advisable.
absolutely.
What are some interesting trends that you're seeing, maybe this year or the past year that maybe are distinct from either when you first got Sona off the ground or your days over at Sterling? What are some things that people are requesting maybe that are unique, or places they want to visit that are distinct from periods past?
Things that are, I think, more unique, and I think a lot of our clients are repeat visitors. So, this is more for like repeat visitors. A lot of them are planning out different things. I mean, wine country has more than just wine tastings. We have great hiking spots. We have, of course, different breweries, different spots to visit. You can go see the coast. There's just been a lot of requests for unique things, or just things outside of just the tasting. Sometimes I mean, it's pretty rare, but sometimes we plan a cheese making tour, something a little different, just to kind of put a little bit diversity into your builds, pacing out your plan, especially if you're here for 3 or 4 days. I mean, tasting for all 4 days every day, that's you're gonna get drained, and then you may not even want to finish the last tasting. So putting in, early hike in the morning, or going to the coast and planning something out like a nice picnic lunch with your friends. That's all great. Great things that we've seen our past clients been doing, and they've really enjoyed it. You get to go out there and see nature and see this area and the true beauty of it. I mean, because when you're in your wine country, you're basically just seeing vineyards, and after you see one, you're probably going to see a whole bunch, and then you realize they all look the same. It's just in a different
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
So, but yeah, this place, Sonoma County, Napa County, it's beautiful. I'd highly recommend checking some more things out. Especially one of the cool things that a lot of guests don't even know that's there is the Old Faithful Geyser in Calistoga. Really cool spot. It's always something cool for my guests to see, and of course it's on a schedule. But when you get to see it, it's just something neat, something cool to see. I mean, depending on where you're coming from, you may not ever be able to see that, or especially people haven't seen the coast either, or don't really get to see the coast very often. It's 40 minutes away from us, pretty much wherever you are here in Sonoma or Napa County. So definitely take advantage of it.
All right. Any parting advice to people who are coming to visit wine country?
Um, just like I said, just keep it 2 or 3 wineries per day. Make sure you add your lunch stop, and stay hydrated. That's pretty much my key points. But then book well in advance. That's pretty much all I got.
Awesome. We'll appreciate the time, Anthony. It's great chatting with you, and for folks who want to book with Sona, they can either contact us or go to your website directly, which is
SONAconcierge.com.
perfect. All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Greg. Have a great one. Take care.